Well, we turn now to a new film about London gangs. It has the familiar elements of underworld violence, but the movie, called Sket, is different to its predecessors in that it focuses on the growing menace of girl gangs. And to make sure it's true to life, the filmmakers hired former gang members to advise them. And it's up for 2 awards at the London Film Festival. Here's our entertainment correspondent, Lucrezia Millerini.
Brutal, hard-hitting and in some parts shocking, Sket is the gritty portrayal of female gang culture. A fast-paced retribution thriller set in East London, but the film deals with wider issues now affecting many parts of the capital.
As soon as you pick up the Metro, as soon as you pick up the Evening Standard, it's in your face every single day. You know, someone getting stabbed over something, or even on a bus, some silly, trivial violence.
Why are you here?
What I'd assume is that when people watch it, they don't get the message, well, I hope people don't get the message of, oh, I want to join a girl gang. Like, the message is, like how easy it is for a normal person, to fall into it without even realising, kind of thing.
Sket is written and directed by Neerpal Bogle. He grew up in East London, but to learn more about the issues dealt with in the film, met with various gang members, male and female.
You did a lot of research for this, didn't you? You went into the estates, you met some of the people in gangs. What did you learn?
There was always a sense of compassion, but I think the more I spoke to them, I really realised that no one's violent just for the sake of it. A lot of the girls I spoke to either came from some incredibly oppressed religious backgrounds or had a high level of male oppression as kids. And so their outlet was to be more masculine and more dominant because it's all they've ever really seen.
The only way you'll survive is to become like them. Otherwise, you'll end up like our mothers.
Your film shows the gritty, harsh reality of it, but it also seems to have a sympathetic view.
That's the very point of the film, is compassion. Even with our antagonist, even with Ashley Walters' character, you have to feel compassion for it, because the whole point of the film is that whatever they do is choices they feel they're forced into. They're not, it's spelled out for you at points. They don't act with violence for the sake of it. The girls aren't ever violent for the sake of it. It's never gratuitous. They always feel threatened.
Well, Sket will make its debut at the London Film Festival before its release on October the 28th. Lucrezia Millerini, London Tonight.
Well, Jennifer Blake is a former gang leader, but is now project manager of the Safe and Sound Youth Project in Peckham. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
You were advisor on the film. You've seen the end product. What do you think? Is it true to life?
Very true to life. At the end of the day, when you look at that film, you actually see the back of what lots of people don't see. So when you watch the film, you actually see the behind the scene and see what actually happens to girls when they get caught up in this. Not for the fact that they wish to get caught up, but you actually see the implements of what happens to you.
All right, tell us why you joined a gang.
Choice. It wasn't that I was lured into it, it was a choice of my own, that I just didn't really take up mum or dad's rebellion. I rebelled against my parents, basically, and at 13 I just decided to leave home. So at the end of the day I ended up in care, and from then it just all literally went downhill. There was nobody there to supervise me now. There was nobody really there to say, well, you shouldn't do this or discipline me in another way, so I just went wild.
All right then, so you went wild. What changed? Why did you get back on the straight and narrow?
Because it's not a good life. It's not the glamorous life that people really think it is. And at the end of the day, I had to make that choice to get out myself, which was not easy.
You had to live it yourself to find that out?
I had to. I had to go through rape, I had to go through torture, I had to go through kidnap, I had to go through all of those things. I had to go through feeling the fact that I wanted to end my life because I couldn't handle it. But at the end of the day, I had to make that choice that enough is enough. I had to, and the fact that I had children, and I was a bad role model for my children, so I had to make that choice that enough was enough.
If there are people watching this programme, young girls watching this programme, who are tempted to get involved with gangs themselves, how do you convince them that they don't need to try it to know that it's not the right thing to do?
There's too much in the public eye showing what the consequences is. My words to them would be, don't even try it. That some of you girls really feel that you're tough and you're hard. As far as I'm concerned, I was tough and hard. And it's a hard road out there. It's a dead-end road. You know, it's a life of misery. And you get tarnished. You get tarnished with names, as the name of Sket is classed as a girl who's loose and walks around and have a lot of boyfriends. But at the end of the day, it's not a road to travel down. It's a dangerous road as well.
All right, Jennifer Blake, thank you so much for coming to give us the inside story. We're grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
On to some